Imagine that you're planning staffing for a space and you want to know when is the room busiest, like what day of the week, what hour. The data you have, though, is the check-in and check-out data and a student ID for that check-in. But here's the problem. For a student who checks in at 5:30 p.m. and checks out at 7:45 p.m., they were in the room for all or part of the 5 p.m., 6 p.m., and 7 p.m. hours. The actual 6 p.m. hour is not anywhere discretely in this data. So how do we get it out? And how do we analyze this by day of the week? With Excel Power Query, we can pull out a lot of that hidden occupancy hour data and day of the week so we can analyze it. Let's take a look at how. First thing we'll do is get the data. So in an empty Excel workbook, we'll click the Data tab, Get Data, From File, and From Workbook. We're going to select the demo data set with our check-in, check-out data, click Import. And then it's going to show us what is in this workbook. And all of our data is in the check-in data table. So we'll select that and click Transform Data. And this will open our data in Power Query. Now, Power Query is a really powerful tool that can do a lot. But with this data set, we need to do a few specific things. First off, I want to pull out the starting hour. So I don't have the full date, time, hour, minute, second. I just have that hour. I also want to pull out the ending time. And I want to pull out the day of the week. So to do that, we're going to add a column by date time. So up in the top left-hand corner, there are several tabs. We want to go to the Add Column tab. And with the Start Time column selected, we're going to add a column based on this selected column. And we're going to go over here to the Time dropdown, and we're going to extract the hour. So when I click on that, I get a new column called hour. And I'm going to double click up in this header of the column and change this to start hour. And now I want to do the same thing for the end time. I want to grab that end hour. So I'll go to the Add Column tab. I'm still there. And then the time option, hour, hour. And now I get that start and end hour. So if I compare here, my first row, start time was 10 a.m., end time was 11:10. So I have start hour of 10 and 11. So rather than having all of the discrete start time, minute, date, we just have that hour now. And now I want to also grab that day of the week. So I know if this is a Monday, Tuesday, or whatever. So I'm going to go to my start time column. And now I want to add a column based on date, day, and name of the day. And I have that data. Now, notice that as I'm working through here, on the right-hand side under Applied Steps, it's making a step here for every single thing I do. So if you look around your screen, Power Query does not have an undo in the traditional sense with the curved back arrow. Command shortcut, Command Z, Control Z, it doesn't work in Power Query. Instead, if you need to undo something, you would click on the X next to one of these steps to remove that step. We actually want to keep all the steps we just did, and we need to add one more thing. So we need to calculate all of the hours between the start hour and the end hour. So for example, in row 3 here, our start hour is 17, end hour is 19. We need to actually pull out 17, 18, and 19. And we need a new row for each of those hours so we can find occupancy. And in Power Query, we can do this with a custom column and a formula. So we are going to go up to the Add Column tab, and this time we're going to choose Custom Column. And this is going to open up a window where we can give it a name and choose what we want in that column. So for the name, I'm going to make this occupancy hour. And then for the formula, I will be using a custom formula with the list function. So there is a list tool called List.Numbers. Now, if you're on Windows, when you start to type a formula, it will give you these autocomplete suggestions. On Mac, you just need to type it in. It's going to be List.Numbers, open parenthesis. And what this does is wherever you tell it to start, the starting number, it'll start the list, and however many you say to do, it'll count that many on. So for us, if we want to get 17, 18, 19, and we have 17 and 19, what we want to do is start at that start hour, So open parenthesis, I'm going to select the start hour option from our list of fields here and click insert. And then you can see it puts it in square brackets. That's where I want to start. Now, however many I want, I need to do some subtraction. So I need to have 3, right? I need to have 17, 18, and 19. So 19 minus 17, so that's the end hour minus the start hour. That gives us 2, so we actually had to add 1 to that math. So we're going to do end hour, and then we're going to subtract the start hour, and then we need to add 1 to that so that we are counting that first hour. All right, I'm going to end the parenthesis. I have my formula. Now, when I click OK, it's going to show me this list option here. So just to check and make sure this is what I want it to be, I'm going to click on the word list for this row 3. What I'm expecting is 17, 18, 19, because I want all those hours listed out. Let's see if we got that. When I click on list, it opens up what is in that list. And indeed, I have 17, 18, 19. And like I said earlier, I want to go backwards. I don't want to see this list permanently. I just want to check it. So over in the applied steps, I'll click on the X next to occupancy hour, and it will bring me back to where I was before with this column of lists. Now, how am I going to turn all these lists into separate rows? Well, in Power Query, it's really simple. I'm going to find the top of the occupancy hour column, and I'm going to click on the double arrow icon. In Mac, it will just automatically expand them out to new rows. In Windows, we want to actually choose expand to new rows. We don't want to extract the values as a comma separated list. We want 1 row for each occupancy hour. So when we click expand to new rows, you'll see student ID 2 from row 3 will now have 3 rows, 1 with each of those hours. So if we find our student ID 2 here, we can see we have occupancy hour 17, 18, and 19. This is great. So if I wanted to pull out any other information, maybe I want to extract out the week of the year. For now, I'm going to load this into Excel so we can go ahead and start analyzing a little. So in the Home tab, I'm going to click Close and Load, and now it's going to create a table of that information in Excel for me, and all my information is here. So let's go ahead and make a pivot chart. Hours on the x-axis, how many students are counted in each hour in values. So let's take a look at that. I'm going to select a cell in my table, and I'm going to go to the Insert tab, and I'm going to choose Pivot Chart. And it's saying, what table range do I want to use? And yes, I want to use my table I just created in Power Query, and I'm going to put it in a new worksheet, and I'll click OK. And now I have my pivot table and my chart being created together. I'm going to grab my occupancy hour, and I want it to go to that x-axis across the bottom. And now what I want in my values is the count of the student ID. So I'm going to grab student ID and pull it into values. But you can see that because the student ID looks like a number, it's actually trying to sum them. I don't want to do that though, so I'm going to click on the drop down or little I to the right of sum of student ID and values. Under value field settings, then I'm going to select that I want count instead of sum, and I will click OK. And now I can see for each of the hours, I have a count of how many students. So I already can get a picture that it's most busy in the midday time here. Now I want to actually show this as a stacked area chart so I can kind of see how everything stacks up once I add in that day of the week. So while the chart is selected, I'm going to click on the Design tab, and I'm going to click on Change Chart Type. And under the area chart, I want to choose the stacked area type and click OK. So to break it out, I want to add a series or legend. So it'll turn this into a bunch of stacked areas by the day of the week. So I can see what days are busy. So I'm going to grab day name and drag it into the legend series. And if you watch the chart and the pivot table it's creating, you'll see that it's going to add the days of the week across the top as columns in my pivot table. And in my chart, it's going to break down the total count of students over the hours by day of the week. So at a glance, I can see that Friday and Tuesday are my busy days, and Thursday looks really light, that light line there. Let's visualize this directly in the pivot table with a heat map now. So I'm going to select the cells that have actual day and hour data. So for this, it's B3 through F17. So those are my days of the week and my hours. And I'm going to go to the Home tab, And I'm going to choose conditional formatting color scales. And what I want to do is make those hot days and hours, these with a lot of occupancy, the red, and then the lighter days, the green. So I can pick one of these scales to do that. And now I have a heat map and a stacked area chart showing me occupancy. So this is a great way that you can pull more information out of your timestamp data with Power Query and chart it in Excel so you can really see what's going on.